It's pretty amazing when you think about it. You can hold this tiny, tiny seed in your hand, and locked away inside is the blueprint for an entire plant, maybe even a huge tree. It's just an incredible piece of natural engineering.
It's basically a tiny living time capsule, right? It's totally dormant, just waiting. Waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect signal to burst into life. But what exactly is that signal? That's the big question we're tackling today. What is the secret code that tells a seed, okay, it's go time? Together, we're going to play detective and figure it out.
All right, so our investigation has rounded up three main suspects, three absolutely critical factors that seem to be necessary for that germination magic to happen.
Think of it like a recipe for life. And just like any good recipe, you can't just leave one of the main ingredients out and expect it to work. Our three essentials are water, oxygen, and the right temperature.
So first up is water. This is basically the alarm clock. The seed soaks it up, which makes it swell, and more importantly, it activates all these tiny enzymes inside, little biological machines that kickstart the entire growth process. Next on the list, oxygen. Now, if water is the starter pistol, then oxygen is the fuel. The seed needs oxygen to breed, believe it or not. It performs respiration to release all that stored energy it needs to push out its first little root and shoot. Simple, right? No oxygen, no energy. And finally, the third ingredient is a suitable temperature. This acts kind of like a thermostat. All those enzyme reactions we just talked about, well, they only work properly within a certain temperature range. If it's too cold, everything just grinds to a halt. The right amount of warmth makes sure everything is happening at the perfect speed. Okay, so we have our three key ingredients: water, oxygen, warmth. But how can we be absolutely sure that a seed needs all three of them? Well, there's only one way to find out for sure. We run an experiment. So check this out. Here's our setup. We've got 4 test tubes, and each one has some crust seeds sitting on cotton wool. But here's the cool part. Each tube has a slightly different environment, which is going to let us isolate and test each one of our 3 factors. Let's start with tube A versus tube B. They're both at the same temperature. They both have plenty of air. The only difference? Tube A's cotton wool is bone dry, while tube B's is nice and moist. This is our direct head-to-head test for water. Now, the setup for tube C is pretty clever. It has water, but the water was boiled first to get rid of all the dissolved oxygen. Then a layer of oil is poured on top to stop any new oxygen from getting back in. This is our no oxygen test tube. And finally, we have tube D. This one has moist cotton wool and plenty of air, so it's got water and oxygen. But we've stuck it in a cold fridge. This is our test to see how important warmth really is. So there we have it, 4 setups. Only one of them, tube B, has all 3 conditions. Before we look at the results, what do you think? Which tube is going to have seeds that actually start to grow?
All right, the wait is over. The experiment has run its course, and now it's time to sift through the evidence from our 4 test tubes. And here are the results. Wow. This table makes it about as clear as it can possibly be. We've got 3 definite no's and just 1 single yes. So what's the big takeaway? Well, look at which one got the yes. It was tube B. Our control group, the one that had water, oxygen, and warmth, was the only one where the seeds actually germinated. This just nails it down, doesn't it? The seeds in tube A without water? Nothing. The seeds in tube C starved of oxygen? Still nothing. And the seeds in the cold tube D? They just stayed dormant. Taking away even one of those key ingredients stopped the whole process cold. So, after putting all our suspects to the test, the evidence is conclusive. We've done it. We have cracked the code for seed germination. And the verdict is crystal clear. To wake up and start growing, a seed absolutely needs water to get its internal machinery going, oxygen to provide the energy for growth, and the right amount of warmth so all those vital reactions can happen. And that right there is the key. It's not just one of these things. It's the perfect combination, the perfect storm of all 3 happening at the same time. That's the secret password that unlocks all the life and potential hidden inside that tiny seed. Which kind of leaves you with a final thought, doesn't it? If this simple, elegant code of water, oxygen, and warmth is all it takes to turn a dormant seed into a living plant, well, just imagine how much other potential is lying dormant all around us. just waiting for its own perfect conditions to be unlocked.